Well, kind.
And hello, everybody.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, we're gonna have to lower you a little bit.
And that's your fucking fault. That's not my fault.
Yeah.
That's all technical difficulties. It ain't a go-home wrestling show unless we start out with something that's going on.
Exactly. And welcome, everybody.
What the hell? Why is my camera so fucked up?
There you go. It's because you were used to having two people. Yes, tonight we got the original OGs in the house doing the show. Welcome, everybody. Get 'em Jones, Lady Latoya, and hey, it's Cade. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, DJ, alongside above me, that's D-Shep. Say hello to everyone.
That's a lot better.
Say hello. There you go.
Right?
And then, of course, tonight, for the people that are watching this right now, we're going to be announcing it tonight after this show. We're going to do the Go Home After Show, where we take your calls and you could chat with us with anything we discussed during the show, or anything that we discussed at that moment. In the after show, I have a couple of topics for us to discuss. Tonight, we're going to be covering Raw, Smackdown, and then we're going to be determining the best heel in the WWE right now. And right here, I'll show you real quick. It's the best of the best tournament. Here are your 8 participants of right now, the heels into the WWE. We're going to determine together who is the best one. And you got The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, Tommaso Ciampa, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre. So,
oh no.
Yeah, some people wanted, D-Shep knows nothing about wrestling. Oh, Forbidden One, sorry to giving you crap. There we go.
Yeah. That's what Fall does.
Welcome, everybody. It's greatly appreciated. So, yeah, tonight after the show, we're going to be doing a after show, so make sure you tune in for that. And if you'd like to call in, you can call in. Do you have anything to say before we start?
No, I'm ready to rock and roll, man.
All right.
Except for all these people coming in trolling me right away. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, they're showing you love. They're showing you love. Okay, let's go right into it. Here's the sweeper. It is the Raw.
So this fly that's flying around my head constantly.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Raw Weekend Review.
Okay. D-Shep is fighting he's having a match right now with the Fly. It's awesome. All right. Well, let's see if
I'm gonna yeah, you're done for. Get out of here.
You want to cut a promo on that dead Fly right now? Hold on. Cut a promo. I'm on a 30-second promo right now for interrupting the show.
Well,
all right, 15-second. Go ahead.
That Fly, he made a mess on my computer screen. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, he's pissed. He's got OCD, folks. So bear with us. All right, so last week we shit on it completely. Let's see if we're gonna. Are we going to say anything different about Raw this week? We'll get into it right now, and we'll figure it out. Opening segment. Angle, Corbin, and Reigns. Of course, you can't start a show without Roman Reigns. I know, we got it. You got to get the big guy over, and you are loud as hell today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, you are coming. Hey, you know, it's not a bad thing, because usually every other episode you come out too low, so I'll take that. Match with the Fly is better than Raw. All right, you got a compliment from Get 'em Jones. Thank you.
I got a quick pinfall, quicker than when Santino Marella got eliminated from the Royal Rumble. That motherfucker was toast.
Well, what about Butch from the Bushwhackers? Remember he got thrown out pretty... That was pretty quick.
That was made so much more epic for when after he just... As soon as he hit the ground, he just stood right up and started doing this again.
Yep.
Like he never missed a beat. that's what made that moment even more special.
You know why I know that so well? Because I watched that last night. When I got home, I wanted to watch something old school, Hey, yo, what's up? What's up, great one? Okay, so the first segment, Kurt Angle discusses the events that occurred. Of course, he was telling, he was saying that he was going to fire Heyman, and then Reigns came out and had words for Kurt saying, well, this week you for kicking me out, and now you got attacked, and he was wondering if he's going to suspend Brock Lesnar, and then, of course, he isn't. The match is going to go as scheduled at SummerSlam. Then it ended with, obviously, Kurt putting a match of Corbin and Reigns together, but for that opening segment, what did that do? Did that do anything for the storyline? And here we go, because we always like to bust chops about Roman Reigns and his promo skills. What do you think of him in this particular segment?
Well, this week I was feeling Roman Reigns a little bit more, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
The only reason I is for me, and I know we had this discussion last week about whether he comes across as authentic or not. And I don't feel like the week before's promo, when he had to drop all the bitch words and whatnot, that it seemed that way. This, for me, and correct me, with how you feel about it, but I felt it was a little bit more authentic. When he was laughing at Corbin, I kind of smiled and chuckled a little bit at that. And I thought, overall, for what it was, not too bad of a segment.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised either. I knew you had to start with Reigns because that's the big story on Raw. Of course, you got the Intercontinental Championship. But, I mean, they had to start off with what ended. And I saw that in chat. Yeah, false advertisement, exactly.
No, I was just, I just sent out a tweet about our show tonight, and I was letting Shep Ahoy, which is the other Shep I was warning you about, I was just letting him know I had a face cam on.
Oh, okay.
He's like that. He likes that stuff. So, well, yeah. Let's get back to the show.
Okay. And you said that it was a good segment. It had a good... Nope, I'm out. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. Obviously, it did put somewhat of a build to it, but that wasn't the segment, which we'll get into later on in the show. That wasn't a segment that really made me anticipate this match, actually. Now I am. With what happened.
It definitely got me slightly more excited for the match.
Well, it wasn't this segment. It's a segment we're going to be talking about later, and we'll get into that. So we go from that segment, pretty good segment, right into, I thought was a pretty good match. I was actually surprised at how good it was. Again, you got that 3-segment match where you got 3 commercials, and then it's that extended match, which it's fine. Of course, Reigns gets the win with the spear. What did you think of the match?
The matches, again, like the week before's first match that went 3 segments, if they kept it at 2, I have a much different feeling about it. But 3 segments, by the second commercial break in the match, I lost interest.
Really?
I did. Well, I'm sorry. It's just it was going on too long. The Roman, Corbin, back and forth, because you knew at the end Roman was going to do his, massive comeback, and it just seemed like they were dragging it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'd have to think that he's tougher than that, if we're pretending like it's real, but, yeah, it was, it just dragged on for me. That's all. But the match itself, overall, I would give it a solid 4 out of 5.
Really? Wow, he's being generous tonight.
The only reason I'm not giving it a 5 is because of 3 segments.
I thought...
For what it was, and Corbin in that spot, too, I got to add, it shows how much that character is getting over for them to put him in a 3-segment match with Reigns. That's a lot of praise right there, too. So,
yeah,
I was for it.
Okay. Now, look at him being generous today. Well, did you get laid?
What?
Did you get laid?
Well, last night, yeah.
Well, that explains why you're so happy today. Because normally any other week you'd be like, "That's a 2-star match." The first segment was shipped, and right away you're positive on the first two. I'm curious.
Well, let's put it this way: as a little sneak preview for later, I don't have just one list tonight.
Ooh.
I have 2.
And extra homework. Look at this guy. Damn, he makes me not feel like the worker tonight.
All right. That's what happened when we start the show a little more early. I'm a little more fired up too.
Okay, maybe we'll have to do that. He's positive because I'm in chat. Oh, that's it. It's because of Buster Harley. There you go.
Hey, Buster's #1 supporter in my gaming stream, though. That man's bought me pepperoni pizza before.
No there you go.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. All right, so going back to the match, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good match. I actually thought it was better than the Corbin Ballard. That's why I put in the question, do you think it matched up?
Definitely better than the Corbin Ballard. There's not a shadow of doubt.
Which is, when you really think about that, D-Shep, it's Balor, it's Finn Balor. Like, him compared to Roman Reigns, it's not even comparable if you go outside of the WWE. And you go into the confines of the WWE, of course Reigns is going to be the more over guy, and obviously his matches may be entertaining. Because Balor, I feel, is probably put on a leash. Because they're not given that freedom that they have. Oh, God.
Well,
that is true, sir.
I don't know if that's really qualified as a troll comment, because that's kind of true. So, next.
Exactly. They're trying to build Corbin as a dominate heel. I think he is doing a good job with this heel role. Roman struggled that hard against Corbin. How's he supposed to beat Brock? You know what? That is true. When you really think about that, yeah, that does make sense, but...
Yeah, don't on them same lines, though, with what he said about dominant. There is not really a lot of dominant heels on Raw for Reigns to go against to look stronger before the Brock match either. Yeah. That's why it's going to be that much more disheartening when Roman wins. But, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out that there'll be riot in the streets if that actually happens on... a week from today. Live on pay-per-view on the WWE Network. All right, so as far as Reigns right now, if there's one thing you could say good about him, I put this question because I thought you were going to shit on it, but I'm going to still ask it anyway. If there's one good thing about Reigns, what is it at this point?
If you asked me a week ago, I would have said absolutely nothing. This week, and this week only, I'm just going to go with authentic. Between the segment, yeah, it wasn't the greatest, but it's still better than his normal because he didn't have to do all the swearing to get the pop. So that was nice. The match was a great match for a Roman Reigns match. I was really into it. It just dragged a little for me. So I felt more. And when I feel more, to me, that just sums up with authentic to me.
Okay. I think with Roman Reigns, yeah, the segments are doing a lot better, but why is that? That's my question. Why is that? We discussed this already. Who's the guy that's been writing for him in since actually the first week when Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley had that big fight in the ring when Lashley called him out? Because you had the guy, Paul Heyman, exactly, writing his segments. That's why it's coming off authentic. That's why they've been a lot better. And you can see if they're giving him a little bit of they'll let go of the leash a little bit, allowing him to develop something. You got to, if you want to try to save this character. If you're not going to make him heel, you're going to keep him face. You got to give him some. You got to let off the leash a little bit. Let him flourish on his own. And within the guidelines, of course, because I know they're a PG product. You can't go too out of, hand. Exactly. This is not the Attitude Era. So, I thought it was a good match. Decent segment. But like I said, further down on the show, the one segment really made me actually want to see this match. So, now we're going to go from a good segment, good match. Well, I mean, it was a decent match, but it's Bobby Roode versus Mojo Rawley. Now that we've discussed this in the past, where Mojo Rawley's character build on Raw has been not that good compared to like Andrade Cien Almas. Look at his build going up against AJ Styles and having great matches with Rusev and all. And then you got the Raw side where you got Mojo Rawley facing No Way Jose for like 8 weeks straight. Then Tyler Breeze. Now Bobby fucking Roode. Now, is that a good thing for Mojo Rawley because he's facing a guy like Bobby Roode, or is it pretty much a downgrade for Bobby Roode? And don't get me wrong, Mojo Rawley's a great talent. You see that he has a future, but given by the success of Bobby Roode over Mojo, you have to agree. Isn't that a downgrade for him since coming to Raw?
I have a few different opinions about this whole situation because I don't think Bobby Roode should have been the one to win the match. I think it should have been Mojo. As much as I'm not a fan of his build and think it's been trashed from the very beginning,
he is good.
You just basically confirmed it was trash because did we really just get a 2-3 month build on Mojo Rawley so he can lose a random match to Bobby Roode? Like, I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. As much as I want to see Bobby Roode salvage his career, at this point in time, based off of what they've been doing the last few months, I would have had Mojo win. Not because I think he's the more over talent or has the longevity. None of that. Because if we're going by longevity, obviously Bobby Roode I would rather see pick up the win. But it made it seem like the last 3 months of building Mojo to be this heel, kind of semi-monster, was a complete waste of time.
Yeah, but I wonder if because of the loss, would it build a program with Bobby Lashley? Bobby Roode, I'm sorry.
50-50 booking, Mojo more than likely get his win back this week.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to do a program. Maybe
the kickoff match.
Kickoff match, exactly. And Get Him Jones in chat says, poor Bobby, one of the top guys in TNA, 2 NXT champ, now king of the jobbers on Raw. They don't like to say jobbers. It's enhancement talent. We're in the PC era, sir. That is offensive to people that are jobbers. They like to be called enhancement talent, so don't offend those guys, okay? That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, as much as I'm happy that
God,
Bobby
I felt like a liberal for a second.
I don't think that win over Mojo does absolutely nothing for Bobby, though.
No, it didn't nothing. If it was a bigger star, yeah. But again, I'm not knocking on Mojo Rawley's, character.
No.
The ability, he's got a bright future. You could see it. Just his build as of late. I mean,
he was
it's
10 times better with Zack Ryder as the hype bros than he is as a heel singles run. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, that's what happens on Raw.
I actually dug the hype bros. I mean, they were very underrated. Were they the best? No. But
well, why is that? You know that. They don't focus on tag team, especially on Raw.
Well, let's be real, too, though. When that was kicking into high gear, I can't remember who got hurt first, but Ryder got hurt. Then Mojo got hurt. Then they had the feud where they were fighting each other. Then Ryder got hurt again, and it just was disaster from the very beginning. But them first couple weeks, them first couple matches, maybe even the first month or two, they were catching on fairly good.
Yeah, I was pretty much out of the loop during that time, but I'll take your word for it. But you know what? I noticed one thing that you were saying just a moment ago, and I picked up on it, is that they're not doing as much of the stuff they were doing in the Attitude Era, like the crazy bumps that they did during that time. You notice that they're getting hurt a lot easier than they did back in the day? Or do you feel like people just fall through it more and didn't say it as much as they do now?
Well, I think everybody's so conscious with CTE and all that nonsense now. It's just on the forefront in all of sports.
Yeah.
That wrestlers are speaking up, not because they're sissies, but they have more information than the wrestlers did in the 80s and 90s. So they're tending to speak up a little more than they used to.
Yeah, but that's...
Plus, I think the main physician for WWE is a crackpot anyway. So
well, that's for like head injuries. I'm talking about like if it's a leg injury. It's like it's weird how they're getting hurt a lot easier, but they're not doing the insane bumps as they were doing back in the day.
No, everything's a more cautious approach these days because everybody this day and age, and that's a political discussion for another day. But everybody's so sue happy or lawsuit of this,
yeah.
That. It's just crazy. So because of that, WWE's not letting these guys take them big risks unless they're 100% confident that they can pull it off in a safe fashion.
All right.
I think as far as risk these days, the only guy that has 100% confidence would be AJ Styles. Other than him, I don't think they feel 100% comfortable with just about anybody anymore.
Okay. I just find it weird, and you say it's cautious. Yeah, maybe it's because the corner. I think they're limited to what they can do, so they don't leave it for them at the moment. You know, they don't feel the moment and they do something different. You know, they go. You know, they call an audible on a certain spot in the match. I just feel because of things like that, because they're more scripted as they were back in the day. That's why these injuries are happening. I noticed that
too. How often have we seen, especially the last 2-3 years, that a guy will suffer a major injury and then he comes back only to be released within 2-3 months of coming back? Neville, Big Cass, Evan Bourne a few years ago. You can just go on and on. Wade Barrett when he was still around, same thing. All these guys come back from these injuries, and then I don't know if they're told to go safe, and they throw a fit about that, and then they get released more or less because that's a cancer in the locker room. But there just seems to be a lot of that where a guy comes back from a big injury and then all of a sudden a couple months later he's released. It's just weird.
Well, Big Cass was for other reasons that he defined.
No, I understand that, but it's just it went along with the trend is all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, like I said, I kind of agree with you, but it is kind of weird that people do get injured as often as they do. And you were seeing guys doing insane bumps. Like, look at Mick Foley in 98, taking that big bump off the Hell in a Cell. Very next night, he's on Raw. But when Kevin Owens did it, yeah, it was off the cage. But there was an inflatable underneath that thing. Because you saw it slowly go down. And again, I understand you got to think about their safety. All
the guys that were pulling off the, high-flying moves, the gnarly shit a couple years ago, they're all a couple years older. They don't have a lot of young, strong, durable guys to continuously, week after week, pull off these moves no more. The Hardys are so fucking old at this point. Even AJ's starting to get up there. All these guys that pull off these high-flying moves, they're all in their mid to late 30s, maybe even 40s, and it's just hard for them older guys to pull off them moves without getting hurt either.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's funny that you said that because, yeah, the bumps that they took, meaning like the Hardys, you can see that it has taken its toll, especially with Matt Hardy. Look how he awkwardly moves. So, all right, I guess I get it now. I just found that weird. But so we're gonna move along anyway because that wasn't even a topic of discussion. I just threw that out there.
It kind of goes with that though, and how they build some of these feuds. Like we were just talking about the Mojo thing. He was gone forever, and then they spent 2-3 months building him up, and then
they killed him off.
The match.
Yeah.
Would you be surprised? It would go with what I said. Imagine if a couple months from now Mojo's released all of a sudden out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. But you know what? Here's the thing. They got to be careful with that because at least a year ago, they release a guy and they just fade away to obscurity, and eventually they come back. They'll go through the indie scene, make their way back. Now you got New Japan. Now you got Ring of Honor. And now, you know what? You're seeing Swan. Which Swan? He came from the Cruiserweight, 205 Live, WWE. Now he's on Impact. So there's, again... And if anything shows about Ring of Honor, New Japan selling out MSG this past week, that there is health out, there is life outside of the WWE. So
that is a lot longer of a road before they come back to WWE.
Yeah, some people might not even want to though.
Away for less than a year and they would come back. Now it's 3 to 5 years, and the road's getting longer because there's more places to go now.
Yeah, it is a great time to be a wrestling fan, and especially a great time to be a wrestler. All right, so going along with that, with Bobby Roode, and we were discussing that real quick, and of course, Get 'em Jones had that nice comment and chat about Bobby Roode. At this point, because we know he's a mid-carder where he's at now, he's considered a mid-carder. Who would you feud him with to have a good storyline that at least build somewhat of his credibility, to get some credibility back for Bobby Roode? Who would it be on that roster right now? If you had to pick one guy.
The only one is if you move Seth Rollins up into the world title situation, then you can maybe, and it's a big if, move him into the Ziggler. He could be the guy after Seth.
You bastard. That's what I was
Steal
saying.
Your thunder?
Oh, you're so dead. Yeah, you know what? That's good. We're on the same page.
That's the only thing I see. If it's not Ziggler or McIntyre, I don't know of another guy. The only other one I've been hearing his name a lot lately about coming back, speaking of people that come back, is Ryback.
Ugh.
If Ryback comes back, that would be a great, phenomenal feud for Bobby Roode.
Yeah, but he has a habit of like hurting people.
Which is why it could be good. Hurt Bobby Roode, get him off TV for a while, and maybe bring him back as a heel.
I don't think the best thing you could do for a wrestler is to hurt him on purpose.
Well, pretend hurt then.
Okay, we'll go with pretend hurt.
Storyline injury, as they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hero Bobby versus Face Rollins. That would actually be a pretty good program. But
Absolutely.
But no, I think Ziggler, because he was in the U.S. title scene. Here we go. Now he's going for IC. If he challenges for the IC, that would be good for him, as opposed to, putting him against Mojo Rawley again. Nothing against him, but if you compare the two with their success over the years, it's not comparable. And I don't know why I think this thing is stripped. I might have to get a new mic arm. So, all right, we're going to move along. Okay. What's up, YouTuber William? We have the Lashley Elias segment. There was some good things about this skit. Of course, Elias had his documentary crew with him. I see what he was doing. I thought that was kind of funny. And then he does what he does great, and that's, singing along. Of course, being interrupted by Lashley. Elias tried to play it off that he was, going to leave, and then attacks him. And then eventually, Elias got his ass whipped by Lashley. It was just, what did you think of that segment? Was it just like an awful... Because going from the week before, you had the guy singing. He comes out, interrupts him. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, no. I find it weird that the week before, he comes out and sings. And then you're going to hurt him even more by having him come out, interrupt, and make him look like an asshole again. What's up, TJ Wenzel? I mean, if this is going to be a build to something, is this just the shits of how they started this whole thing?
Basically, Elias is carrying it at this point. Bobby Lashley, man, I go back and forth on this man so damn much. I was trashing him during the Sami Zayn feud. Then
How could you not?
I was getting excited with the Roman feud. It's like he took 2 steps forward, or what? No, what's the saying? He took 1 step forward with that feud, and now he's taking 2 more back with this feud. Complete waste of time. I don't think it's at this point really doing anything for anybody, either of them. But Elias is carrying it basically.
I think so too. It's a sin because the potential that freaking Lashley has. You saw the potential, and we always said from day one that he should have came in looking like a badass, whooping ass, not saying much, and they kind of ruined that from the start with him smiling coming down to the ring. I think at that moment, through the Sami Zayn feud, it kind of hurt him. As far as, if you want to go that build. But, like I said, it isn't me. They made him look stupid the second week in a row. Now, at this point, which one do you think was a better build, Sami Zayn or this one?
This one, because of Elias. Not to say that he's that much better than Sammy, because he's probably, if Sammy was 5 or 6 on a scale of 1 to 10, Elias is just like a smidge more. The potential is just more there. I think Sammy, when he's hot, there's only so far he can go. He's not going past 7. Whereas Elias can kind of push that much higher at times. So you tend to get a little more behind him. So for that main reason, I'm going to go with Elias over the same feud.
All right. Well, we're going to move along because there wasn't much out of that. But You'll probably see that in the next pay-per-view. Fast forward to Titus O'Neil Razor match. Yeah, and we're going to fast forward that. We're not even going to... Yeah, next.
Complete waste of time.
Exactly. Now, this is the thing that we discussed numerous times about Raw, with the repetition of their matches, storylines, or even basically overall storytelling. Braun Strowman, Jinder Mahal. Mahal wins by DQ again. Well, last week it was counted out. This week, DQ. I mean, I can't even ask you what you think of the match. It was hardly a match. This is one of the few times I'm going to be very negative towards that. What do you think?
I was speechless. I mean, the finish was awesome, like you said the first time, because it kind of played up on the storyline thing.
Yep.
So you would have thought, if anything, that if they were going to do a screwy finish like that, then Mahal would have won via one of the other ways Strowman could have lost a match at the pay-per-view, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were going to kind of go along with that. But being that they did the same exact one, yeah, waste of time.
That's what kills me. It's like, there's ways you could do that instead of repeating it. Like, think about what Shinsuke Nakamura did with the build of the Last Man Standing match. That's an example. 1 week he was just doing a countdown with the boards. He hit 10 and then threw that piece of paper down 9. Like, he did unique ways to build up that, like, the Last Man Standing. And then, of course, he kicked AJ in the balls at one point in their confrontations before the match. He counted to 10 to show, like, hey, I just kicked you in the balls. You did not get up at 10. If this happens, I win the title. This one, they just took the same thing, and instead of using DQ or count out, it's DQ. But if you were going to do that, couldn't you do it another way? It was basically the same thing. He chased after Kevin Owens. If you were in that position, would you be able to do anything like if you were able to do it different? Would you? How would you do it?
I would have Kevin Owens run in the match and give his finishing move to Jinder Mahal.
Really?
Then Braun would have got DQ.
Okay.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. And I got to say something about Jinder. We talk about poor Bobby Roode all the time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
This fucking Jinder Mahal. Yeah, not the most charismatic guy, not the greatest matches guy. I get all that.
I think he's gotten better.
This whole stereotypical shaman gimmick thing that he started almost a month ago is complete trash. It is borderline offensive. And it's another gimmick where the guy just comes out and smirks all the fucking time. Finn Balor or anybody else. Bobby Lashley. Yeah, he could cut a heel promo, face promo. Either way, he's smirking. Same with Finn Balor. He can go attack a guy after a match. Smirk. Whether, it's so played out. And, yeah, I feel sorry for Jinder, too. Jinder, man, if we could, throw him down in NXT again with Bobby Roode, that'd be phenomenal. I know that won't happen, but it's absolute trash.
Yeah, it's a sin because the guy was a former WWE champion. Just think of that. A year ago, he was a champion at this point.
And when he came to Raw, he was on fire as a badass attacking heel.
Yep.
Like, he was on fire. And, yeah, this is horrible.
Again, I tried out the shit on the product because I try to enjoy it. But at this point, if you're an NXT guy or if you're a Smackdown guy and you're finding out you're going to Raw, at this point, you're just going, oh, shit.
You got to be kind of disappointed. You'd rather go to SmackDown.
Yeah, it's like walking into... Let's go with Goodfellas reference, if you guys are old enough to know what that is. Tommy, of course, Joe Pesci's character, walks in the room, think he's going to get made, just to find out, boom, he gets shot in the back of the head. That's what it's like when you're an NXT guy or a SmackDown guy going over to Raw. You think there's big things because you're going into the big show, and then, boom, you're capped in the back of the head. You get whacked. And, yeah, I agree with you. Jinder Mahal, great talent. I think he's gotten better. I think he's had great matches, and... It's a sin, that guy that was champion last year, nothing.
he's a joke now.
Yeah, he's on life support.
He became a joke in the last 30 days. At this point, you'd be better off throwing him back in the three-man band.
Oh, he's definitely wrestling hell at this point. So how do you? So we discussed that. Now, Yeah, we discussed everything on that. So, all right, we're going to move along. Seth Rollins versus Ziggler and McIntyre was a 2-on-1 match, handicap match. It was supposed to be Roman Reigns, but of course Corbin, losing to Reigns earlier that night, said he couldn't wrestle in that match, therefore resulting in that handicap match. What did you think of the match despite that? I mean, usually handicap matches aren't that great. I mean, it takes real good talent to be able to pull that kind of match off.
Well, we all know Seth is the guy to pull that off.
Yeah, definitely.
I was furious at first when Roman got added because I was really happy with the beginning of the show. And then they announced it as a tag team match. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You're going to ruin what little progress you made. So I'm glad they flipped the script on that and changed that. That was fine.
Yeah,
the
rub.
little backstage segment they had was perfect way to handle it. I was good with that. My only issue was, Seth, Ziggler, McIntyre, all three of them, they pulled off the handicap match great. What a perfect time it would have been to build up a random. And you could have had Bobby Roode to build towards a future feud. Definitely not Finn Balor, but just I was kind of waiting for a random to run down and go in for that hot tag, they call it. When Seth's getting beat up, he's crawling to the corner to tag his imaginary partner. And I didn't have a specific guy in mind besides Bobby Roode to be that guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you would have done it.
I was waiting for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only complaint about the match. I would still give it a 4 out of 5, and my only gripe is that we didn't get somebody. Because it would have been a quick, short way to give a little build to somebody else.
Well, this is what I got from it, though, is that, yeah, he did lose, but he lost to 2 guys. But look how much of a going with what you said with the struggle. I think it was in chat. Get him, Jones said it. The struggle that they had to defeat him, didn't that put him over like how strong Rollins could be?
Let's back up for a second because get him, Jones. That shit was fucking hilarious. Second week in a row, Roman got him in the back. That was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I did forget about that. I do apologize. I did not write that in there.
That was fucking hilarious.
Well, of course, we did kind of cover that when we said that he barred from Roman Reigns to fight in that match.
Yeah.
So there you go. I kind of covered it. I do apologize. I did skip that part. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. That's what I got from it, is that it really showed how the strength of Seth Rollins at this point, that it took 2 guys, and they struggled to beat him. And he handled
all 3 of them came across as strong after that match.
Yeah.
So I was good with it.
Okay. All right, like I said,
we're power and positivity trying to be tonight.
Yeah, well, this match there was how could we be negative towards that match?
Yeah.
There's no way of doing it.
I had one little negative thing, with the not random dude, but other than that, yeah, solid.
Honestly, I think that did more that no one came down, because again, they struggled to beat him 2-on-1. It made him look stronger than if he would have had someone come down to help him. I think that would have took a little bit away from him. So they did it the right way.
Overall, yeah.
But the one thing, did Creative finally do something right by having a winner without hurting anyone, though?
Yeah.
Because there was no DQ, there was no... Because there's ways you could do it without hurting the talent. Anyone's, rise, like Mojo Rawley, or, or get one over before the main match at SummerSlam. Like, there's ways you could do it, and I felt this was one of the matches they finally did it right.
Well, I think it also helped that it only went 2 segments, too.
Yeah, you ADD generation. Well, come on, dude. Remember back in the day where Raw used to have matches that were 30 minutes long?
No, absolutely. I got nothing against long
and there was at least 2 of them.
But as Raw has gotten to 3 hours, if you want to put up the Raw's first 2 hours every week from these past few years and compare it to the Raw from 20 years ago when they were 2 hours for the whole show, there is a million more commercials. And that's my only gripe. I get the money and I get all that, but if it was a 3-segment long match and I only got cut out of it twice for commercials instead of 3 times, then yeah, I'm a lot more behind that, because I'm not. You lose a little bit of interest the more you break away from a match. I don't care how good the match is.
Well, this is my question. It's funny that you say that, because then the very next night on Smackdown they have that two screen where they have on the bottom right they have the commercial, bottom left you can watch the match. So you get
I like that.
Why don't they do that? Well, because
it makes no sense.
Maybe it would knock their show down to 2 hours, and that's not what they want.
I would have rather seen Hornswoggle come out than Finn during that Seth match. I just want to throw that out.
Yeah, I saw that. What was Finn doing? He was too busy to come out and tag with Seth. Again, I think it just made him look stronger. And they did it the right way to build that.
Everybody came out looking strong, so
definitely.
A+.
Shep Ahoy, welcome. Your boy's in here.
Yeah,
welcome.
I knew he was coming eventually.
Yeah, welcome. Now we go from that to, you know what? It was a pretty decent match. B Team versus the Revival. Of course, it ended with DQ and the Deleters of the World interfered, but of course that's only creating a possible second match or third match, I would say, between the two. What did you think of the match despite the DQ ending?
Honestly, I was so happy after their fucking new theme song. I did not give a rat's ass for the match, and when the match was over, I was excited to hear the song. Again.
Dude, for the people that just joined us, please show them your shirt.
Oh yeah.
There you go. We're B Team guys. Okay, so anyway, I'm waiting for Jake the Snake to come back. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he's like Randy Orton. He pulls out his snake and then wants people to shake his hand. Ooh.
Dude, I actually watched an old segment on YouTube today. I think it was 2004. I'd have to double check the year. But there was a segment where Jake the Snake came out and met Randy Orton when he was doing that early day Legend Killer thing. Speaking of all that.
Like probably 04, 05. That's when they were doing that. How about some
I just seen that this morning.
Wow. Shep Ahoy's really going way back with Coco Beware.
Yeah, he don't take his meds, so that's why I said sometimes you just got to kind of take what he says with a grain of salt. So.
That's fine. That's fine. Welcome to the show, my friend. All right, so here's the thing. Are you excited for? Because of course it was announced after that they were going to make it a triple threat match for the tag titles.
I like that.
You do like it, but here's the thing: shouldn't it be on a pay-per-view and not a freaking Raw match? Or do you think there might be something there that they could do something creatively and then have a rematch between the three at SummerSlam?
Let's look at it this way: there was really only two options for that match. It was either Raw next week, or it was the kickoff show.
Raw. Yeah,
and to be honest, I would rather it be on Raw, so I'm actually good with it.
You know what? I didn't think of it that way. That's a good point. So I'll take that. But yeah, it was a good match, and I am excited for that because not only that, this is the thing. You notice a little trend here because there was a lot of backlash. First, there was about the Authors of Pain being off TV. Then the Revival. Are they doing something with the tag team division finally on Raw?
I got a little more excited. I was calling when we first started doing this show. I was thinking a multi-tag match anyway at SummerSlam, if you remember.
Yeah, that would be good.
I just thought at some point Authors of Pain were going to get included, which is still possible. I say that because what if Authors of Pain comes out next week in a triple threat, causes everything to just get blown the fuck up, and then it's a fatal four-way.
Hey, yeah, we've had a fatal four-way at SummerSlam before, 20 years ago to be exact.
I've always thought all these months that it was going to be fatal four-way at SummerSlam. Yes, I know the fatal four-way will still probably be on the kickoff show, but if I can get a three-way with Authors of Pain getting involved and then a fatal four-way at the kickoff, I'm down with all that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind either one. Again, you got to bring the tag team division back because that was the thing I grew up on. I grew up with the Road Warriors. I grew up with Demolition, Rockers, the elite tag teams of that time, and they actually took the time to build story. They took the time to build the stories with them. Now, not so much.
I got a bone to pick with you. How the hell are you not giving an opinion on the new B Team song by now? What is wrong with you?
Well, you took it.
That was fantastic.
Just like earlier, you took the words right out of my mouth. What was I to add to it? It's a great theme song.
Well, stroke my ego then.
Okay, here. I'm stroking you. You go. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Flip it. We got stroking.
There you
Flip
go. And trust me, it was clear as day, so people would enjoy that. Go ahead. And so, yeah, of course, one of the questions was, what do you think of the new theme song? You already jumped on that. So we're going to move along to the part of the show that made me anticipate the Universal title match even more at SummerSlam. And that is, despite what I feel about his past, he is a god in the wrestling world, Paul Heyman. Man, for people that did not see that interview, please go on your YouTube, go on your Google machine and just type that in and watch that interview, because if that didn't make you anticipate that Universal title match at SummerSlam even more, there's something wrong with you. So, I have my feelings, but what were your feelings with that segment?
Well, I'm not going to go into all the specific reasons why it was great, because we know it was great. I mean, we could have a whole hour-plus show on how great this promo was.
Yeah.
But the best part was, and I'm pretty much 90% sure it isn't going to happen, but they created doubt for me, because they dropped the first hint as a possible Roman Reigns heel turn.
I don't think it's a heel turn with him.
Well, no, I'm not. That's why I said I'm 90% that this isn't going to happen. I'm talking like 10%. I got this gut feeling, 10%, that Heyman's going to come out there and you're expecting that you're going to get the typical swerve where he's going to come out and help Brock win. And then you're going to be like, I knew we shouldn't have believed that shit. But there's just a 10% part of me that for the first time was thinking, man, could they really pair him up with Roman? It would get him off the fucking mic, which he's absolutely horrible on. Yes, I know it's very unlikely, though. But
okay.
For the first time, that was what I took away from it. I know it's slim.
I see a turn. But what did we see 5 years ago after a title win from Daniel Bryan when he won the title? Out of nowhere, there was that swerve where Triple H pedigreed him.
Mm-hmm.
And a certain guy came down, cashed his...
Kevin Owens.
Nope. Now I'm starting to think Braun is actually going to win.
Really?
I don't know why.
Heyman with Braun? Face? Oh, Heyman face with face Braun?
Something's telling me that. Just from that.
Wouldn't be. I'd be down with that, actually.
Because what you saw out of Paul Heyman in that segment, sincerity. And you see some of that face side of him. Is that possible that he could still have the way to hype people up, but not be a heel?
Have we ever seen a long run with Heyman being the face with somebody? A long run. Short-term Brock in the past as faces, sure, but
no.
I don't know if we've ever seen a full run.
All heel.
I like it. I
don't know why. That's, again, I just, that's what I got from that. Because I was like, okay, they're going to make everyone think. Then you see in social media Kevin Owens, tweeting out the Universal title with his nameplate from the first time he had it. And they're getting people think that way. Then it also could be Roman, and then it could be Braun. He could cash in and...
Dude, I like that, because I was thinking like you were all along that Kevin Owens was going to cash in on Roman, but...
I did up to that segment.
If you have face Heyman and face Strowman cash in on Roman or Brock, it wins either way.
Yeah. Because you're not...
I like it.
Because here's the thing about Braun. Braun is a good guy on the mic, but I think he needs that extra push, and Heyman would be the guy to do it.
Well, Heyman can do all the talking, and Braun can keep going. Ugh.
Exactly.
Good to go. Yeah, I like it.
And it'd be different. It would definitely be different. They haven't gone that route, really, with him. So, again, we'll find out. We'll find out as we get when SummerSlam, of course, comes next week.
More invested after the Heyman promo to see what goes down at SummerSlam, because there's 20 different directions it could go at this point. So for creating excitement for a match that otherwise you did not think you were going to be that into, they definitely knocked it out of the park.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, you saw a master at work. That was like old school storytelling that you haven't seen in a long time. And it was it was things like that is what made me a mark for wrestling for years. Of course, I lost my love for it, got it back, but it's things like this. It's like, this is what I love about wrestling. It's great storytelling.
Absolutely.
All right, so of course we're gonna. We already rubbed the balls of Paul Heyman, and we did it enough. So we're gonna move along to Banks and Barely Hug and Boss Connection versus the Riot Squad. Yippee! Riot Squad, of course, wins by Banks getting rolled up by Logan. What's their name? Came back. Blah blah blah.
I thought that was cool though.
I know, but
that was the only part I was not expecting Ruby. But yeah, this is a solid 1 out of 5, and the only reason it has a 1 is because of Ruby.
It was okay, but see, the thing I'm upset with, and of course, you know, we can have our opinions, but I really feel they missed the boat with the Sasha Bailey thing, and I'm wondering.
Oh yeah, we all know that. I'm at the point where I'm so fed up with the storyline. To be honest, I don't even need to talk about it anymore, because even if you wanted to save it at this point, there is no saving it. This is Finn Balor. This is Bobby Roode. I don't think these women have their careers are shot, but this storyline is shot, and I'm over it. I'm done. I don't even need to talk about it.
Now, again, here's me thinking outside the box. He's still got one show left. Is it possible?
I know exactly what's happening on Monday with this.
What's that?
It's going to be, your homeboy right there just asked where is Ember and Nia been. Well, I tell you where Ember's going to be. She's going to be in a 6-woman tag against the Riot Squad with Sasha and Bayley on Monday.
And Bayley turning on Sasha.
I want it. I want it so bad. But
with the match at SummerSlam.
I think it's too late. Yes, I think it will happen. There's a good chance that it's going to happen.
You still got 1 week.
But I think it's too late for me to care about that match.
No, because here's the thing. I think I will get back into it because when you think about it, you think at the end, well, yeah, that's you. If you think that, it's all done, oh man, what a wasted opportunity. Next thing you know, boom, the swerve. And she turns.
Yeah, but the swerve ain't going to get me excited. The swerve's going to be like, oh, that's something they should have did a long fucking time ago. I don't know. When the first time Bayley beat her ass after a match. Exactly. This would be total other... I'm not going to keep it peeved. I'm going to lose my polite mood if I keep talking about this.
Okay, one question now. And then we'll move along to the Ronda Rousey. What if it was the severity of the attack like Randy Orton on Jeff Hardy? If it took today.
If she draws blood on Sasha, I'm into it. Otherwise, I don't care.
Well, not blood, but if it was a severe beating, would you accept that?
No, absolutely not.
Of course, just like you talk about CT and then you talk about someone got busted open.
All this shit with the women's revolution. We're doing ladder matches, cage matches, Royal Rumbles, and all that fucking shit now. There's no reason why a woman can't take a blade. I'm sorry, but that's the one thing we have never seen in women's wrestling. You want to get somebody excited for a feud that should have been started a long fucking time ago? Give me some fucking blood. Otherwise, I could care less.
At first, I was just going to say, relax, Ricky Ricardo, but you know what? I actually kind of agree with you on that. If you want something different, do your different style of storytelling.
Yeah, have Bayley mount her after the match and just start wailing at her and get a little bit of fake blood going. I am 100% into the fucking match then.
100%. So it doesn't have to be real,
a little.
But fake blood. It doesn't. It just got to show.
Well, you know it's fake blood 90% of the time. Anyway.
They blade themselves. So if there's some color, you're into it.
Yeah. Does any woman on this roster have the guts to actually say, yeah, I'll do the blade. I'll do the blade job. They're all worried about this. So are they really going to ever do that?
I guess we'll find out. We still got a week. We got Monday. We'll got tomorrow night, and we'll find out. So moving along into the main event, Ronda Rousey, first match on Raw, going against Alicia Fox, which was pretty hyped up on social media and even prior to that. Okay, what did you think of the match, and did it live up to the hype?
It did not live up to the hype.
Yeah.
But I got a big but coming here.
Yeah, I know you got a big
It's
butt,
where
but
the
go on.
positivity comes back.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Ronda can do no fucking wrong. I don't care how green she is, because I see that's part of this on the rundown sheet, so I'm just going to throw it out here now with this. I don't care how green she is. She is absolute 100% fucking money, and if it wasn't for the Seth Rollins handicap match, this would be the thing that I was most invested in on all of Raw. I make no bones about that. Just because I think Alicia was stepping her game up. She did take a little step back on this match, but overall, between the last 2-3 weeks, she's done pretty good for someone that's been around as long as she has. And you can't deny the amount of excitement every time Ronda comes out. It's absolutely straight fire. Yeah, you know you're going to see some greenness during the matches, and that's fine. I can live with that. But to be honest, it was the highlight of Raw for me.
Yeah, there was just a couple awkward moments in the match, but again, she's still kind of new. But you seen that, yeah, you're right, that kind of, she's getting it pretty quick. She's learning pretty quick. And
Absolutely.
You saw it before, and that's what the GM. Look at Kurt Angle's spelled in 1 year.
And props to her for having Raw matches when Brock Lesnar isn't. Just got to throw that out there, too.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. They're keeping her off TV for a different reason. They're putting her on house shows to build her character.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
And she's been doing so well on the house shows, they're like, we can pull off this Raw one now. And she's very fast learner. She's not there yet, but she's awesome.
Ronda has to pull back her killer instinct to go with the injury. And you know what? You know what? No, the one thing that I saw out of her and Nia Jax, the match with Nia Jax. By the way, if you wonder where Nia's been, actually she's hurt. That's why she's been off TV. I didn't address that. I meant to address that when I saw that in chat. But the match with Nia Jax, you know, she actually showed desperation against her. At the point in the match, and she sold moves pretty good for someone that's fairly new. So, I love Alicia. If her wrestling ability was good, as her character work, she would be a Hall of Fame person.
Absolutely, 100% agree with that. You should tune in to last week's show. I spent a good solid 20 minutes praising Alicia Fox.
It's because you want to fuck her there. Let's be honest. That's what you want.
Well, that too. I mean, if I'm going chocolate, that's a good place to start. Yeah.
Yeah, well, way to go.
That might have been too much. I'm sorry. But that would honestly be where I would start. So
I don't think you said anything offensive. Jesus Christ.
Well,
I mean, this is not a PG-13. Yeah, well,
just in case.
She'll break arms if not possible. Yeah, but you know what? Everyone has a weakness.
How about this, though? You know, her finishing move is, you know, Booker T's old leg kick to the back of the head, Alicia Fox,
hey, Sean.
Right?
Yeah.
What grown man that watches pro wrestling would not let Alicia Fox kick him in the back of the head like that? Name me.
Oh.
I'm taking that kick. I'll take one for the team. Just saying. All right, I'm good. I'm happy.
Oh, I have no problem with the cooter. You know what? I'm shutting up. I was going to go rated R there. You know what? Let's move along. All right, so what would you rate the show, 1 to 5?
You know, I was leaning towards 3.5, but the more we've been talking, I'm actually going to bump it up slightly to 4. I was really pleased overall. My only drawbacks was the Bobby Roode situation, the Sasha Bailey thing, and then the extended thing on the first match. But other than that, it was honestly the best Raw in the last 2-3 weeks to hype up SummerSlam. From that point of view only, that's why it's so high for me this week, because it was that much of an improvement.
Okay. All right. I give it overall, I give it a 3.5. I thought it was a pretty good show, way better than what it was the week before. The one thing, the repetition with the stipulation of the match kind of killed it for me, though. But, I mean, you had a great tag team match, great main event, decent tag team women's match. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good show. I was fairly surprised. Of course, we got the go-home show tomorrow for that before SummerSlam, so we'll see what they go and how they follow that up. Let's go over to the SmackDown side.
Now that we're done with Raw, it is time for SmackDown Live Week in Review.
All right. Now, you started off with a pretty good segment with Randy Orton cutting a promo to start the show. He did one last week, and then he, of course, explained his what he did. Jeff Hardy, not only attacking him, and then I guess wiping off his face paint. I get he's trying to kill his identity, but not as dark as the first attack, but still believable. So what'd you think of this segment? What's up, Nighthawks? Welcome, my friend.
Overall, it was a solid promo. The only small little nitpick I have is that it seemed like the same exact one from the week before, practically. I feel like it was a situation where it was more the same than necessarily further in the storyline. But other than that, I mean, if I'm rating it, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 promo, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, same here.
But it just didn't have that extra feel to it because it seemed like the same promo, just different words, I guess, if that makes any sense. Overall, happy with it, though, absolutely.
Dude, I'm loving this heel turn. I'm loving it. Again, of course, you know, I was out of loop for a while, so I didn't get to see that one the first time he kind of went that route with the darker side.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm
the whole punning of the head thing started for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
All right. Well, I definitely enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to where he's going to go with this. I do like how he's like attacking. Like, I'm going to attack the people that you praise over me. I'm going to basically delete them, if you want to say it in the Hardy way. Delete them. He wants to take out the competition that they put on the pedestal, and it's a guy that has put the work. And let's be honest, yes, he is loyalty because of his father, but you know what? He went up through OVW, and he's been a pretty popular superstar for the last 16 years. So, I mean...
No, he's been knocking it out of the park, though.
Oh, exactly. And I like the fact that he's taken out. I think a lot of it is a little bit of a shoot, if you ask me. If you listen to promos, I think a lot of it's true feelings in it. So, anyways, here's the thing I wonder, because of course, you know, they're building the thing up with Randy Orton and Hardy, but then of course Hardy's getting his rematch for the U.S. title. Do you see a triple threat? Do you think at this
Absolutely.
So you see that happening too?
Absolutely, but my only twist, not really a twist, I don't know what's the right word. The only thing I see happening from that is Shin is for sure retaining, and I think primarily because Randy's going to be concentrated on just absolutely destroying the living hell out of Jeff Hardy. And then I think they're building Randy to go up against AJ Styles. So because of that, I see AJ retaining, which we all felt like AJ was probably hanging on to it till at least Royal Rumble anyway. So I think as much as this is to build this feud from Hardy and Randy at this point, it's also to build Randy for when and not even if, but just a matter of when before heel Randy goes against AJ.
With it, but that he'll hold on to the title, and the reason he'll hold on to the title is, of course, to break CM Punk's record. And if you guys add that up, 435 Royal Rumble exact date. Just saying. And again, not everyone accepting the Universal title record being broken as the official modern record. So I think they're going to keep it on AJ until then. Who he will drop it to depends what happens September 1st. And you know what that is? Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, if he signs. Because the only thing I can see if The Miz will get the title is if Daniel Bryan resigns and they go with him and another match with them two at WrestleMania for the title. That's the only way I see that happening. All right, so we're going to move along from a great segment. Obviously, we're going to think it's going to be a triple threat for the U.S. title to Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair versus the Iconics. Of course, you saw a segment beforehand. A little bit of a tension between Lynch and Flair.
Yep.
As she was added to the triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's title. But, of course, they go into the match. Lynch and Flair win. What'd you think of the match?
Normally I would have said this match was the absolute shits.
Okay, can I stop you real quick?
No, I'm not. Why? Why?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is historic. This guy has not really said much negative stuff. I think he plays off when you got Magriff or someone else in here. I think with the both of us, he's been real positive if you haven't noticed that trend tonight. All right, go ahead with your answer. I apologize for interrupting you as he's taking a sip.
So, normally I would have said this was the shits.
Okay. But why would you say it was the shits?
Would you shut up? Damn.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't really. I could give a shit. Pretty much, like you hinted at, they built up on the tension. And that was the number one thing I took away from this match. And I think it really speaks to Becky Lynch and Charlotte's talent. Yeah. Although I still don't think Charlotte should be in this feud to begin with, but that's a different conversation. But since she's here, it just shows that they could tell one hell of a fucking story without even talking. And that's the number one thing I took away from this match.
Perfectly said. Wow, are we on the same page tonight?
Yeah.
You know what? I find it weird when no one else is in here. We are on the same page. I think you played up the. I think you just want to go against me at times, but no, I thought it was a pretty good match. Of course, yeah. I mean, Flair and Lynch, two great women wrestlers, iconics. Not to their level, but they still are good. It was a great build.
Perfect little heel combo for them to go up against, though.
Yeah, I'm just talking about skill. Come on, Lynch and Flair, way above.
Well,
I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm just
if you
saying.
had women's tag team titles, Lynch and Flair should never even lose a match.
No, definitely not. And I think it was a good build, and that just shows how the writing is so much better on SmackDown, and we've said that since day one of the show. Okay, so moving along to a pretty decent tag team match. To AJ Styles responding to Samoa Joe the week before, how he took a personal attack about he's never home for his family. He tries to play it off. He's a family guy. Went pretty personal. I thought it was a great promo by Samoa Joe. Then of course, he responded, say pretty much what a parent does to, put food on the table. Pretty much going the opposite of what he said, what he has to do to live his dream and also provide for his family. What did you think of the response to Joe?
I don't think the response was as good as Joe's promo. Honestly, this promo overall I don't think was AJ Styles' best. Just because there was a couple times when he was talking about his family that for some reason, I can't give you the quotes off the top of my mind right now, but I would love, like, if we had another half hour and we could bring up a transcript from the whole promo. There was just some lines within it that I just was feeling a little uncomfortable because it made it almost feel like at times he was dissing himself. And that's one thing I took away from it, and that makes for a somewhat iffy promo when you're somewhat taking shots at yourself, but also trying to sound tough, but then also trying to rebuttal what Joe said. I don't think it was his best work. It wasn't his worst. I'm not saying that. If it was a promo 1 to 10, I'm giving it a 6 at best. Just because it just didn't do a lot for me. But overall, it was pretty good, though.
No matter, without a doubt, he would tell a great story in the match with Samoa Joe at SummerSlam. But
absolutely.
I was watching a YouTube video this week with AJ Styles when he was a heel going up against John Cena, and dude, the comparison of his heel and face promos, dude, his heel promos are so much better. I think he just feels more comfortable as the heel. It's just like Ric Flair. Ric Flair always said when he was a face, he didn't feel comfortable. He always felt comfortable being the heel. He felt his better work.
That's what I took away. It didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
It didn't. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Either way, he will tell a great story in the ring, without a doubt. But as far as promo, the build for it, he's better off as a heel. That's my opinion.
Absolutely.
Okay, we agree on that.
But what do you think of the promo itself, though?
I kind of agree with you on that. I mean, it was okay response. He was addressing what Joe said, but did it build to it? No, it did not build to it. Like I said, if he was on the attacking end, I think he could have done so much better and would have took it to a different angle.
But wouldn't you think that, especially this day and age, the world we live in, if a man's attacking your family, yeah, I know this is all scripted, I know it's not real, but let's pretend it's real for a second.
Well, that's what we're supposed to do as wrestling fans.
Don't you expect a little bit more of an aggressive response to what Joe said than what we got on SmackDown?
I think, again, that he's good physically here's my answer. He's good physically telling his story. If Samoa Joe was in the ring with him, you would have saw something different and something that was a great build.
I fully agree with that. The more AJ talks, the worse off the situation.
As a face. As a heel, different story. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
That's what I got from it. But again, we got one more week. We got the go home show until before SummerSlam. We'll see what they do to build on that. So moving along. Wow, we're plowing through this show. Lana versus Selena Vega. Of course, they faced each other the week before. Then they got the rematch. Now, this is one of the few times where SmackDown will repeat a match. But there was a reason for it this time. Obviously, being announced yesterday that they're going to be on the kickoff show. Mixed tag match. It's kind of bad, though. We'll get into that in a second. But what did you think of the match? He's shaking his head. Oh, he's being negative.
I don't have any positive things to say about this. I'm sorry. They could have found a way to build the Rusev and Adonis, right? I can't ever say his name right. Almas, sorry.
Cien Almas.
Anyway, they could have did a better job at building this feud between them two than having the women get involved in a feud match squad. There could have been women interfering. They could have did all that, still got the women involved.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't feel like we had to see Lana versus Vega 2 weeks in a row to build Rusev and Almas. I didn't think we needed them involved.
Okay.
But I get why they were.
Yeah. Of course, the questions I put on the prep sheet was obviously before the announcement that they were going to go, that they went with the mixed tag at SummerSlam or for a future pay-per-view. Of course, I put the question mark. Then we got that answer that, yeah, that's what's going to happen for the kickoff show. But as far as this angle with English in the picture, what do you see out of that? Are you going to see a future program with Rusev and Almas, or are you going to see a one-off?
Absolutely, it's going to be Rusev and Aiden English. I would be shocked at this point if they go a different direction. See,
I'm with Genema Jones. They're pushing the English thing more for Almas Rusev feud. I think that they're planting the seeds for that feud, and then you're going to have a one-off that's going to break English and Rusev up. That's what I see coming from that.
I think they're trying
Welcome, big dog.
They're trying to take Aiden English and turn him into what Damian Sandow was when he split up from Miz.
Actually, Big Dog just said it perfectly. English will turn on Rusev.
Absolutely.
And there you go. And then you got your one-off match. Then after that, you got Rusev, Almas. Great program. You could see something. I could see a lot of potential with that storyline. God. See, I love SmackDown. All right, so, I mean, I can't wait to see what happens on the go-home show for that. All right, so we go on from... actually, one question, though. Do you have anything against Selena Vega, though? We know Lana's not that great.
Talent-wise, I absolutely love her ring work. I just haven't seen enough with the mic work yet. But overall, damn good start for her.
What are you talking about?
She's start than Lana's had.
I think she's great on the mic.
You don't... I want to see her on the mic in a feud with a woman as opposed to on the mic talking for Almas.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Oh,
I just want to see that side of it. Can she carry that same intensity if she feuding with a Becky Lynch, for example?
Okay. All right. Before we go any further, I'm gonna tell everyone real quick that right after we cover SmackDown and give our list, our power rankings, we're gonna end the show with this: the best of the best tournament. Best heel right now in the WWE. You got The Miz, Ziggler, Nakamura, Owens, Ciampa, Joe, Orton, and McIntyre. You vote with us, and we determine the best heel right now in the WWE. And then tonight, for the first time ever, we'll be doing the call-in show. It's the after show where you can call in and chat with us about anything you have on your mind about the world of professional wrestling. So
now
let's go back into it. I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to, for the people that came in, just refresh. So we're going on to the interview with The Miz. Miz cutting a great promo again. I love the build to this match. Even though I think it's being forced because I don't think we're going to get Bryan after September 1st. I'm really starting to think that's going to happen. But he's given us this gift before that. But, of course, Miz goes off on Bryan. Bryan actually comes in and attacks him before Miz runs off and he retreats. Given what they're talking about with the whole contract issue and everything else that built up to this point with these two, what did you think of the promo from The Miz?
Oh, it's been absolutely perfect so far. There's no doubt about that. And it was so perfect that, yeah, the Bryan run-in at the end made sense, but I honestly, going into it, was not expecting it. So when he came in and just tackled him, I was like, holy shit. That felt like the old days where you would see Stone Cold just crash a segment in the back or at somebody's house or a grocery store. It felt like that, and it made me jump for a second. I was like, holy shit. And it's been absolutely perfect considering the short time frame they've had to work with. I really got no complaints.
Yeah, I thought it was a great segment, great build. Again, this stemmed from the days of the early NXT, all the way up to that Talking Smack segment, all the way through the GM thing in the last couple years. There's a lot of tension between them two, and we're finally going to see a payoff with these two. And would this be the last time? We'll find out. But by the looks of it, there's rumors that he's still denying he's not signing with the WWE. He's declined 2 big offers. I don't know. At this point, can you see Daniel Bryan elsewhere at this point? I mean, knowing what he's done in the past.
No, I still think he's re-signing. I think a lot of this is smoke screening to create that doubt, to build that excitement when it finally does break that he re-signed. But would I be completely shocked? No. I
don't think I would be shocked either. Now, again, look at the success of Cody Rhodes leaving the WWE on his own accord. He wasn't fired. He decided to go off, bet on himself, and look what he did in Ring of Honor. And, of course, with the All-In event coming in 2 weeks. The guys had a lot of success. And with that interview, I don't know if that was a shoot or, like you said, a smokescreen for what Bryan said, that he doesn't have confidence in creative with long-term booking.
I think it just confirms that he's re-signing. I really do, because you would not say something like that right before you were scheduled to leave. He's not that type of dude to do that. Some other people in the business, sure, but he's not that type of dude to take shots on the way out the door.
Well,
I don't buy it.
Now, if they're going to mention the contract situation, it's more The Miz that's mentioning that. And, yeah, writing could... Dude, that could be...
They're mentioning it so much that it leads me to think it's already a signed deal that he's saying.
I'm thinking it could be also pressure.
Well, nah, I don't know.
A different tactic to get him to sign. You might be right. Smoke cloud. It could be that.
I'm not being surprised either way. I see it right now, 50-50. You could talk, an hour for all the reasons you think he's going to stay, and then you could use them same reasons to justify why he leaves. So it's honestly a crapshoot, no matter how you dice it up.
I guess we'll find out September 1st.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so you got anything else to say before we go on to the next match? I mean, I think we covered everything we needed to cover with that.
No, we didn't.
Oh, what did we forget?
Because, well, when R-Truth had a backstage segment and he talked about pinning Carmella, I about lost my shit. That was absolutely hilarious. And then it somehow led to a match with R-Truth and Nakamura.
Okay, how do we go from Brian to that? I was talking about the Brian. I was talking
about off your rundown, dude. That's the next thing on the rundown.
I was asking if there was anything else with the Brian story before we go on.
Oh, I thought you were saying
anything no.
You said before we go on to the final match. I heard the word final, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I had nothing else for Daniel Bryan. Though.
Okay, there you go. Dude, one thing I'll say about R-Truth. How old is he?
Gotta be early 40s, mid 40s.
He's 46. Can you tell? No. By the way he moves, holy shit, man, he does not age.
He is absolutely hilarious.
Him and two guys that are known for this. Him and Goldust. They just get better at age.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable the way they could still work, still move at their age. And they're right about the same age. It's amazing. What did you think of the match with R-Truth and Nakamura?
I loved it. I think R-Truth's comedy blended real well with Shin's heel persona.
Yeah, it did.
And the whole show, I can't get over what he said about Carmella. That still just sticks out to me. Yeah. And it reminded me of that segment when he was playing the dumb R-Truth years ago, and when Kane was the authority figure on Raw, and he came out, and he said some gnarly stuff, and then Kane goes, "You're not even in the match." It was something like that, and he goes, "My bad," and then turns around and walks back. I am very happy if I see more R-Truth with the dumb gimmick, because to me it's absolutely entertaining. Yes, I know it's not wrestling, but when the man gets out there, he can still go with the best of them. So if I get a little comedy R-Truth and then get the occasional match with him, I'm good with it. And I think he blended really well with Shin. I think it was good.
Well, going with what you said, it's not wrestling. Actually, that is kind of the NWA persona. Like, they kind of went with that route on a few occasions. With that, like, that build with R-Truth with the dumb character. They have done that before. And again, talk about...
Okay. Yeah, he's going to win the Money in the Bank and cash it in and win the title. And that's what Kane said. You're not even in the match. R-Truth can do anything. He's very underrated.
It's a sin he didn't.
Not a lot of people talk about him, and it's a shame.
It's a sin, because I remember him in his early days. Now, for ladies and gentlemen in chat, and including you, what was he before?
Ronda Truth Killings going up against AJ for the world title in TNA was beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. I remember when they put a lot of matches, and he said
absolutely
he was afraid of...
beautiful matches that they had.
Big Dark says, laugh out loud. I remember when they put him in a ladder match and he said he was afraid of heights and spiders. Well, yeah. You know what's the sad part is that even though he jokes about that, those are the two things I'm petrified of in real life. That is not a work, that is a shoot. Two things I am petrified. I actually had a wiffle ball bat called Spider Beater. Because my old apartment, I would walk outside this when I was still smoking. I would go out and have a cigarette. And there'd just be big-ass spiders, no joke. And I would hit them with the wiffle ball bat. I hate spiders, and I hate heights. Two-time NWA World Champion, exactly. Back in the early days, though. That was his early days of the TNA.
That was before the TNA title even got introduced, and it was just the NWA.
I think it was
NWA title they had over there.
Ladders and Spiders match. F you, Shep. Not you, but the other one.
No,
But yeah, I remember the early days of the TNA, NWA.
Oh, fuck it.
Because it used to be a weekly program on pay-per-view. Of course, I had a...
And he cut some killer heel promos back then, too. My God.
Oh, no, I'm talking about 02, 03.
Yeah, I'm talking when he was going up against AJ, and AJ was...
Oh, that was later, yeah.
Well, that wasn't that much later. I'm just saying when he's done heel work, he's been able to do it really well.
Yeah, like
He
Lashley.
just has not been asked to do it often.
Yep. Two guys that. Oh, three guys if you had AJ. Three guys that do great heel promos, and then. Yeah, let's make him a face, you know? Makes sense. All right, moving along. We're going to fast forward to Bludgeon Brothers match. Are we even going to address that?
No.
Given by the silence, I'm going to take that as a no. Moving along to the main event. Winner goes on and faces the Bludgeon Brothers for the tag titles at SummerSlam. New Day, The Bar. Of course, New Day gets the win. What did you think of the main event?
I'm going to disappoint you again, buddy.
Okay. How are you going to disappoint
You
me?
thinking I'm going to have that bad reaction? I'm going to have another good one for you.
I'm actually happy.
I went in with absolute goose egg. Zero fucking expectations. I not only highly enjoyed the match, but I thought New Day was absolutely fantastic. It was the first time that I've liked anything New Day has done probably in a year or two, to be honest. I was actually very, very happy with this match, and I would give it a 4.5. I can't quite go to 5 because I got to be a little stubborn, but it was as close to perfect as it could get for a New Day bar match.
Okay, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen.
I know.
Woken clap.
I'm disappointed in myself.
Woken clap.
I'm never talking like that about the fucking New Day again. Okay, next.
I'm going to give you my feelings. It was an incredible match. Great main event. A lot of false finishes. Kept you on the edge of the seat the whole time. Because when I saw that there was still 27 minutes left in the show, when I was like, "Ooh, yeah, this might be a little rough." But when at the end, I was like, "I want more. I really want more."
Yeah.
It was so good.
Honestly, that was the first match that I would have been okay with 3 segments, to be honest.
Yeah. Big Dog said it perfectly. He said, "I honestly would rather see the bar win just to see something different. I love the New Day." Yeah.
Me too.
Give it time.
Going into the match, I wanted Bar to win. But after the match, I was kind of glad New Day did, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's Bludgeon Brothers are going to keep it a little bit longer than SummerSlam. If there's a team that's going to beat them, it is going to be the Bar. So, obviously, we talked about that. Here's the thing that we discussed. You saw the rise of the tag team division on Raw. But this whole time, do you feel SmackDown always had the more respect for the tag team division?
Absolutely.
And I feel like they are somewhat telling good stories with them, as opposed to the Raw.
Just the stuff with the Usos alone, even the last year, has been just pure gold. New Day finally took a step up this week. We've been waiting almost a couple years for. The Bar's seeming to get in the regular rotation of tag teams again. Bludgeon Brothers took a step back this week, but for the most part, they've been solid. It's been a great tag team division, to be honest.
All right.
I'm very pleased.
Yeah, I love tag team wrestling. I've always been a fan of it. I've always been a mark for it. I have one thing I want to bring to your attention, though. I like the Bar. And we always said that Cesaro should be on his own. We agree with that. Then people say the same thing about Sheamus. But here's my thing. Did you notice a little certain somebody was a little winded about halfway through and the other guy had to carry him over? Do you notice who was winded pretty quick? And
No, I didn't.
Wasn't Cesaro.
Sheamus.
Yep. Sheamus, exactly. So
makes sense.
when people say, "Oh, why is the Bar together?" Because they had nothing to do with Cesaro. And look at Sheamus when he does solo. I watch some of his matches as he was recently, not 9 years ago, recently. Before he went to the Bar, his matches not that great. He get winded too early. It's like he's completely out of shape. That's what it seems like. But it's just like a Goldberg match, if you ask me. Well, actually,
more or less.
That's a little extreme.
He's not in the same shape that he used to be.
No.
And Cesaro's phenomenal. Enough good things couldn't be said about him. But Sheamus, he's kind of going the John Cena route with movies. You know, he's caring more about the stuff outside the WWE. That's one of the main reasons they were off for as long as they were doing the appearance stuff. That's what Sheamus prefers to do, is the appearance stuff, whether it's movies or overseas. That's what, at this point in his career, Sheamus prefers. It sucks that we lose out on Cesaro because of that, so they usually just lump in Cesaro with all these appearances overseas and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Yeah.
Well, it was a good match. We both agree. Now, out of the two main events real quick, and then we'll go on to the rating of SmackDown Live, which main event was better? You think?
SmackDown.
SmackDown? All right, that's how many weeks in a row? Actually, no. I think a couple of matches on Raw were better. So we'll go with 2 on this one. Okay, moving along. How would you rate SmackDown Live from 1 to 5 this week?
I think I'm going to go with a 4 again, to be honest.
Wow.
Because the Lana match and the Bludgeon Brothers BS was really the only drawbacks. The AJ segment could have been a little more, but it was good for the most part. So I'd give it a 4.
All right. Oh, guess what? I'm agreeing with you on that too. With a 4. I did kind of like the build to the women's match with Lana, and obviously it was going to set up a mixed tag match, and of course they're planting the seeds for Rusev and Almas, and then Aiden English probably going to be turning and setting up that one off. So I did like that. Everything else I enjoyed besides the Bludgeon Brothers match, I think that was just to get them on TV. They haven't really done much besides try to intimidate people. Oh, I'm sorry, they faced Enhancement Talent too recently. So I give that a 4. Okay, so we're going to move along real quick. What was the thing that annoyed you the most this week out of both shows?
Sasha Bailey, no doubt. As much as I would like to say the Bobby Lashley Elias situation, because Elias is carrying that so well, I can't say that's the worst thing going on right now. By far, it has to be Bailey and Sasha Banks.
Okay, why are you stealing my thunder tonight?
Well,
why can he be the heel?
What it is.
Why can he be the heel and just continue to be that guy that opposes me on everything?
Let's put it this way. I'm going to change scenes up in a minute when we do the list. So
okay, well, guess what?
For that.
Good. Well, because before we get there, 205 Live is better. How about that? We got to get... 205 Live is good. It is good.
See that dead fly?
Yeah.
That's 205 Live.
Oh, shut up. All right.
Oh, that was perfect. Perfect product placement. Love it.
All right, let's move on to the next thing before the listens. What we loved. What is the thing we loved the most this week between Raw and SmackDown? Go ahead. What's the thing that you loved the most out of the both programs?
I want to say Ronda, but the only reason I'm not going to say Ronda is because I'm actually going to say New Day. And the main reason is because for the first time, like I said, in 2 years, I got something from the New Day, and it really didn't involve fucking pancakes. So, I'm good.
You son of a bitch. All right, for the fact that he said that, and again, trying to steal my thunder, I see this motherfucker is reading the storyline. He's reading this and trying to steal my thunder. So, you know what? I'll go different.
You didn't have that on the rundown?
Naturally, I didn't on this one, but I feel you're trying to play my side, not play your hero character like you normally do. So, I'm going to go different. I'm going to go with the handicap match because no one was hurt in that match, and meaning no one was hurt as far as their stock. Great build up to the IC title match, and honestly, Seth Rollins looked really strong. So there we go. I was going to go New Day, but asshole had to ruin that for me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the list.
It's Power Rankings time. Let's see what the guys put at number 1 in the segment we call...
You just made the list!
The List.
Why do I gotta hold on? We gotta wait for the fucking graphic? Is that
Yep, hell yeah, we are.
Oh, man.
It's called production, my friend. All right, here we go. It's the list. This is our version of the Power Rankings 5 to 1 every week. I honestly, we haven't really discussed it. I wish we did. If we were going to add NXT, I guess we'll wait till next week for that because I did not do that. So go on. If you did, that's okay. Go on with your list, my friend.
Well, here's the thing. I got 2 lists. I got a typical list, but then I have a list that was mostly based on what I love about this week. But I'm going to give you my normal, typical list first, And I'm going to start it out with Roman Reigns because I finally fucking seen something with Roman Reigns this week.
All right.
And I've been missing it. And then at 4, I'm going to go with the New Day. Because, I finally seen something. And then I got Shin at number 3. And Shin, he's been absolutely gold for a while now. The stuff with R-Truth, heel persona going against the comedy bit was fucking great. And then I'm going to go with Ziggler at number 2. He was the other highlight of the main handicap match, obviously. Did an absolutely great job. And then I still got to go with my boy Randy Orton at number 1.
Wow. We're way off.
He continuously knocks it out of the park. But now, I got to go with what I feel like is my true top 5 this week. Because these is everything I was most excited about. So this is just like the excitement list. You can call it that. I'm going to go with B-Team at 5 for the sole fucking reason I love the new theme song. And I don't care if the match was shit. I love the fucking theme song.
So that's why they're
number 5.
It was a good match.
Then I'm going to go with Becky Lynch at number 4. And I'm going to go with Charlotte at number 3. Because them two told a fucking story. And it was fucking beautiful. I finally seen a good story with women's wrestling, and I was kind of happy about that. And then obviously, Ronda Rousey, number 2, top woman in the company. Don't at me. I don't really give a fuck if you agree or not. She's fantastic. And every time she tugs at her shorts because they're creeping up in her monkey,
and you're
I get a little excited.
And you're tugging it yourself.
I get a little excited.
Yeah, I got it.
So, then after that, number 1 above anybody else this week was Paul Heyman. Number 1, knocked it out of the park, added depth to the storyline. Enough said.
Okay. Now that you're done with your mark list, let's go on with the real list. Number 5, believe it or not, Zelina Vega. I was really impressed by her performance in the one-on-one match with Lana. She did carry Lana. For it to be a decent match, obviously someone had to carry the other. She did a good job. Product of the House of Hardcore. And I saw that it was a build to the mixed tag match, eventually leading to Almas Rusev. That's why she's at number 5. Number 4, I feel this is a disservice to him, but given by the other 3 people I have ahead of him, I have to do it, but Paul Heyman is number 4. Of course, he is a legendary guy on the mic. Great promo, very believable. Made me anticipate that match even more now. But he is number 4. Number 3 is New Day. And the reason I went with New Day, obviously, great match in the main event. They went over on the bar, earning their title shot at SummerSlam. Therefore, I put them in number 3. Number 2, you will debate this, I bet. Shinsuke Nakamura. Despite the fact, yeah, it is R-Truth, but it was a really good match. You have your U.S. champion on the show, and he got over. And again, R-Truth is a great talent. It may not be as high stock as like a Seth Rollins, but it was a great match. And he went over. And I guess he's trying to keep his wife up there.
No, my dog.
Oh, okay. And number 1, Dolph Ziggler. And the reason he continues to impress me, he really changed my opinion about him. Go back a few episodes, I actually shit on him pretty hardcore. That guy really changed my opinion after the last pay-per-view with Seth Rollins at the Iron Man match. And the fact that, yes, it was a 2-on-1 match, even though Seth Rollins looked pretty big, but Ziggler did get the victory. Just saying. Therefore, he is my number 1, and you guys can debate it all you want. And there we go. That is our list.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I hit the wrong one.
it is time.
All right. So we'll go into the final segment tonight, and just to remind you people after the show, we're going to do about a half hour, 45 minutes at the most. We're going to do a call-in show. It's the after show. So you can call in and give us an opinion about anything going on in the world of professional wrestling or anything we talk about either on the after show or even tonight on the show. So make sure you tune in for that. So let's move along to that best of the best tournament. And I feel I should... Let me do something real quick with you, my friend.
Okay.
I'm going to share my screen with you. There you go. Now you can see my screen, right?
I don't know why we had to wait till now for this.
Yeah, I forgot to do that. All right, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, what you can do with us is you're going to vote with us. And We're going to go match by match, and we're going to determine the best heel right now.
Yeah, because we may need a tiebreaker at times.
Yes, we're going to. First two, I think it's pretty much easy one. The Miz, Dolph Ziggler. Who do you go with?
Ziggler. Yeah, no. Miz, obviously.
Well, you always got to have the top seed against a small seed.
If we're going to go from a wrestling point, though, I would honestly say Ziggler. But all around, Mike, and in-ring work, I got to go with Miz, hands down.
Okay. Actually, you know what? We're agreeing, I think, the Miz, but I'm sure Get 'em Jones says it. All right, so we're going to move along because we already got unanimous. The Miz. All right, moving along. Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens. One just recently turned heel. One's been a heel for quite some time. But you got two different styles of heels. Which one would you go with between these two? Because even though I feel Nakamura is doing better work as a heel, Kevin Owens has a unique style to his heel persona as well.
But see, I'm not a fan of heels the way that Kevin Owens does heels. So for that main reason, I think Shin comes across as more believable as a heel than Owens does. So main reason, I'm going to go with Shin on this one.
Okay, well, we got 2 KO. Wow, we may need a tiebreaker. I'm actually going to agree with you on this one and go with Nakamura. So we're going to need that fifth. We're going to need a fifth one. Someone else. Yeah, I love Owens. I love that cowardice heel persona, but Nakamura's version of it, like it's that New Japan style. I forget. It's a little toned down, but it's still good enough for me. So if anyone in chat, I know we got quite a few people in here.
Yeah, we need a tiebreaker here.
We definitely do need a tiebreaker. So if anyone could do that, now is the time. No, you can.
I'm just kidding.
I know. It's all good. No, the reason it is a hard one because, again, you got two different styles, but, I mean, which one do you think it doesn't matter because the Miz is going to beat them both?
This is true. This is true.
Let's go. Since no one... All right, we'll go with Owens. We'll go with the chat on this one, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Miz is the one. All right, so the next one, you got Tommaso Ciampa, and then you got Samoa Joe. I mean...
Oh, boy.
It's pretty hard because Samoa Joe...
This matchup's brutal.
I had to put this in the tournament. I thought it would be hard for the chat, myself, anyone else to decide this one. Who would you pick out of this? I'm going with Ciampa.
I want to go with Ciampa. Oh.
But who else?
Yeah, I got to go with Ciampa just because, yeah, I love Joe. I absolutely love Joe, but I got to go with Ciampa.
He's got a great mic skills, Samoa Joe, but that's where he leaves it, between the match and then his promos. Then you got Tommaso Ciampa that would do it in the ring, promos, but then he would go on social media and call his... He uses social media better than anyone else in the WWE.
I feel like in this matchup, if you give it to Joe, you're giving it to Joe because of his entire career as opposed to what he's doing right now this second. So that's another reason I'm going to go with Ciampa.
Honestly, even if you ask it, I love Joe as a heel since TNA, yeah. But even if you go with that, I still feel Ciampa edges him a little bit. And that's in my opinion.
Because he's done so well with it so far.
Yeah, he did.
No one's seen that coming, that over the top amazing.
Yeah. Did we lose it? Did we go off for a second? I don't know what happened there. My phone went out of whack for a second. All right, so moving along.
I'm good.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre. Ooh. I might want to say Orton on this one.
I gotta say Orton too, but if you have this same matchup 6 months from now, I could see it going the other way. But right now, I'm going Randy Orton.
Oh wait, we're basing this off of right now. Okay, I get it now. Yeah, we're basing it off of WWE. Legend Killer, we got so Randy Orton. Randy Orton moves on without a doubt. I love what he's doing. I'm watching a little bit of '09 because I got to miss it the first time. I'm going to watch the big boots to the head. All right, so moving on to the second round. We got The Miz and Kevin Owens. Should we just move The Miz right now?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. I think everyone would agree.
Drop.
Mic drop, exactly. All right, so another quick thing.
You know, we had the same thing going on back when we did the Intercontinental Tournament, too. It was just, Miz, next.
Yeah, but he ended up losing, didn't he?
I think so at the end.
Macho. Macho won, yeah. Okay, now here is going to be a great matchup. This is why I paired this off the way I did, because I knew it was going to go this way. Tommaso Ciampa, Randy Orton.
It's close, but I'm going to go Randy Orton.
Wow.
I got to give him the edge just because we have needed this version of Randy Orton for so many fucking years, and we finally have it again. As great as Ciampa is, he's not Randy Orton yet. Could he be better than Randy someday? Absolutely. But for right now, sticking with the theme, Randy Orton.
I'm going with Ciampa. Reason for it, because look how good he is now, and he hasn't made it up to the main roster. You have that heel persona from Randy Orton. Of course, there was some time of him being the face, and he's doing a great job now. But again, even though he was great in 04, I think once Tommaso Ciampa makes it up to the main roster, there is no comparison. I think Tommaso Ciampa is going to be the better heel overall.
Yeah, potential. But not, right now, this second, it'd be a lot tougher. So it depends how you look at it.
Adam Jones said it perfectly. Ciampa spit on a man's wedding band and threw it in the crowd. Like,
this is true.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I go with Ciampa. So Ciampa, surprise and upset, beats Randy Orton because you've been outvoted, my friend. I get what you're saying. I agree with that. Just, I don't know. Ciampa just goes on a different level that I think not many heels are going to be able to surpass him.
I just want to see him keep that different level when he does make it to the main roster.
I think he will if he goes to SmackDown.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, if he goes to SmackDown, I see it happening. He'll be fine. Okay, now you got your main event, the championship. Who is the better heel in WWE right now? You got The Miz versus Tommaso Ciampa. Man, two different styles. One's an antagonist, one just a psychotic human being.
More attacks with the words and one more attacks with the look and the physical stuff.
Two different styles, but we got to have a winner. Right away, D-Shep, who do you have?
Miz. I can't go against The Miz. I'm sorry. I respect you if you do. I definitely think it's a slam dunk if Miz was going against Randy Orton to give it to Miz. I think it's less of a slam dunk with Ciampa, believe it or not, just because of that just bizarre behavior that Ciampa has. But I still got to go with Miz. He's been doing it longer. Got to go with Miz.
Okay, Miz for me as well. And ladies and gentlemen, we have to... Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. We have determined the winner. Right now, we feel that the best in the WWE is The Miz. Nice. And I agree with that completely because it's that type of character that with the mic work, he could really turn a crowd. Despite they saying Miz TV with him, and then he could turn him around with a big insult. He is great on the mic. Wait a minute, why is your... There you go. I don't know why your thing was frozen. There you go. Coming out, of course, of booze is good enough. Yeah, put The Miz, exactly. And that is the difference, is that he comes out to no theme song. That is awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely amazing.
Okay, everyone. Now we're going to go into the next portion of the show. We're going to take a minute break. We're going to get people signed. We're going to go into our Uber conference real quick. You could call the show in about a minute. You can voice your opinion about anything. We'll talk about other subjects, too, to get the calls going. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been awesome. Oh, hold on. Let me not share the screen for a second.
That'd be awkward.
Oh, no. It's because it's showing up on there. Oh, well. You're seeing what. All right. So if you want to call in, you can. Give us a minute. All right, this is the end of the show. We'll be back in a second with the after show. We're right back, folks. Technical difficulties. Hold on.
The show's over, but don't fret, because the Go Home Wrestling After Show starts now. Call in now and comment on the show or any other topic. The number is 720-835-5007. Again, the number is 720-835-5007. And hit that pin number 16790. Now it's time to start the after show.
No, you're kind of low. I don't know why. Welcome, everybody, to the after show. Of course, you can call in 720-835-5007. When you go in, make sure you hit the pin number 16790. Hopefully, hold on, let's see if we get... I know, but you're kind of low. Let's see if I can raise the volume. Hold on. Hold on. Don't... Open... And let's see. Okay, hold on. Talk now. There you go. You're good. You're better now. There you go. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Don't beat me up. Well, you can call into the show. Don't be afraid. You can chat. Show. I might have fucked up. Alright, well. Oh, and for some reason, it won't. The shared screen won't come off. How do I undo that? Stop share screen. There you go. Now, the reason I did that because it's showing up on the stream. I don't want that. Well, there we go. This is the after show. Of course, you guys can call in about anything. And we got someone. Oh, it's my buddy Joe. What's up, Joe? Hey. Yeah, this is... Oh, he's a Becky Lynch fan. Oh, thank you, Joe. We appreciate that, my friend. Oh, the tag team? The tag team, she won with Charlotte. Yeah. But, yeah. Do you have anything else, my friend? The reality show, yeah. Actually, I gotta catch up. I only saw the first episode, so I gotta catch up. But for what I've seen so far, it's pretty good. Well, because yeah, it's going up against 205 Live. Let's be honest. You have anything else, boyfriend? Oh, yes. I did a shout out for her, hoping that she would get better last week on the show. And, yeah, it looks like she's doing good. All right, my friend, thank you for calling. All right, take it easy, man. But, yeah, I would say with Becky Lynch, I actually hope she goes out on top at SummerSlam. Might be. There's the... It'd be very unique, that's for sure. But you know what? The writing on Smackdown would be good enough. Well, he had work to do, just like why we're on tonight and not last night. For people that are tuning in, I had an incident at work, power outage, why we couldn't do the show. Matt Griff had personal business, well, work, I guess you would say. So he's not with us tonight, but he just joined us in chat. Welcome, my friend. You can call in if you want. What the... Exactly. Well, one thing I want to get to you real quick, and then until the next person calls in, if anyone calls in. Of course, you can call in right now, 720-835-5007. When you go in there, hit that PIN number, 16790. Don't be afraid. You can call in, okay? One thing I wanted to talk to you about was obviously the big news this week coming in the New Japan Pro Wrestling Ring of Honor world. They sold out Madison Square Garden in one day. Well, they had a pre-sale on Wednesday. They sold completely out the next day. Dude, isn't that huge for Ring of Honor? Definitely can't. Here's the thing. They're taking a different approach. Of course, the people that, own them is Sinclair Broadcasting. That guy has more money in events, to be honest. But they're building it correctly. They're not going too crazy. They're not going too crazy with, like, WCW. No sound from D-Shep. Hold on. Of course, the people that, own them is Sinclair Broadcasting. That guy has more money in events, to be honest. But they're building it correctly. They're not going too crazy. They're not going too crazy with, like, WCW. No, they're saying that they can't hear you. I couldn't hear you either. So what I'm going to do real quick. Give me 1 second. System Real Tech, okay. Alright, thank you for letting us know, by the way. I'll figure it out. Give me 1 second. Again, this is the first episode. We're going to obviously get hit little bumps here. We'll get it down in 20 episodes. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, well, I mean, you're being heard. He doesn't deserve sound. 9205 Live guy still working on his stupid contract where it blows. Oh, that sucks. Let's see. Share screen. Let's see. Hold on. Real speakers will tag. No, hold on. I think I figured it out. Alright, let's see. Speak now. Yeah, hold on.
Care Bear ass out of my camera.
There you go. Alright, say something now.
Something now.
There you go. It worked.
Well, that's what you told me last time and you lied, so.
No, it worked this time. Bite me, fucker. Oh, what I get for go back to the New Japan. What, like I said earlier, what I get from it is there's somewhere else you could go, and that competition, dude. You don't think that's bothering Vince right now? Because now some people can. No, here's the thing.
I don't think it is.
I think not at the moment. But when it comes to building characters, when it comes to contract, yeah, they could go somewhere else. And if they're a valuable member of the product, and then all of a sudden they go, well, I could go New Japan, I could go to Ring of Honor. Hell, there's even a chance of Jericho going to Impact, which has been the biggest rumor too. And he always said he wouldn't wrestle in the U.S. outside of the WWE. Doing that. So what does that say if you get a guy like that? And here's what I also, speaking of Jericho, and I raised this on the Ride Along show. If Jericho going into that weekend,
My camera.
got him.
She's like changing 5 feet from me right now.
Yeah, don't get a span, pal. We don't need that. We don't need that.
Damn it.
Don't get a span. The one thing I want to know about that whole thing, when you go into WrestleMania weekend, you got the NXT show, you got the New Japan show. It's a Saturday night before WrestleMania. But my question is Vince going to call Jericho up beforehand and go, hey, pal, I got a program for you, and I need your help for WrestleMania? Is he going to do that, or is he going to be a part of history and wrestle in the show that is going to be historic because it's the first wrestling promotion in MSG, and not only that, they sold out? That's history in the making. Or would he go to WrestleMania? What do you think?
I probably lean towards the history-making event.
I would.
Because he don't need the money anymore, so it's not going to be a money situation. The only reason I could see him picking Mania over that would be because of loyalty. But that's the only reason.
Yeah, but then...
But I think I would lean towards the history appearance and pay-per-view and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you with the loyalty thing, but it's been out there that Vince has not been happy with his character in the New Japan, saying it's a little too dark, and of course it's causing a little bit of a conflict between the two. I
see that, but let's be honest, the amount of, what would you say, let's ballpark a percentage of the WWE audience that also watches New Japan to even see that dark character in the first place?
Not many.
Yeah, so is it really hurting his stock?
No, but...
I guess I would lean towards no, but I could see why Vince would be a little upset, but Vince being crazy upset, yeah, that wouldn't really make much sense. But it is what it is. You can never get in the head of Vince McMahon. So. No,
you definitely can't, but I am looking forward to see where they go with on that.
Absolutely.
Would he go with the history making, or would he go to the safe haven where he's been for the last 19 years, which the anniversary just passed 19 years since his debut? That was a couple days ago against The Rock, and out of all people to come into the WWE, you're automatically going head-to-head on the mic with The Rock. Thought that was awesome.
Oh, it was great.
Well, And we took that one call. Because we'll give you a few more minutes. 720-835-5007. Make sure you hit that pin number 16790. We want to make it. And we do. And it's the man himself, Matt Griff. What's up, man?
What's up, brothers?
How's everything going on your end?
Finally getting shit done to get ready for tomorrow.
That's good. That's good. Of course, for the people in here, this is Matt Griff. He's the third guy with us on the Go Home Wrestling Show. He had some personal matters to attend to tonight, so therefore he couldn't join us. But here he is right now on the after show. So,
better late than never.
Hey, better late than never. My question for you, my friend, is since we're talking about the New Japan sellout at MSG with Ring of Honor, at this point, where do you think Jericho's going to go with at this point? When it comes to April 6th? WrestleMania or the New Japan show?
I think he's going to stick with New Japan. He's getting too big of a name over there, and we know he's making money hands over fist right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives him the freedom with his rock band. So I see him staying with New Japan, but him and Vince do have a close relationship, so you got to take that into consideration. There's no telling.
Yep.
Dude, if it was me, come on. You think even if he was to go with the New Japan, that Vince McMahon would no longer do business with him?
No. No. Anytime he could take Jericho back in, I don't think it would matter in the long run.
Exactly.
There could be a little bit of short-term hurt feelings, but McMahon's about making money, and Jericho's money regardless of when and how he comes in.
Then my question for you, though, what would it take? You being a booker, Vince McMahon comes up to you and says, hey, I need you to get a program for Jericho. I don't want him to go to that New Japan Ring of Honor show. It's got to be a good angle for him to be convinced to come over here for WrestleMania weekend instead of going there. If you have the one guy, you would do a program with him. Who would it be?
If you have Daniel Bryan stick around and he's not involved in Mania with The Miz, then I would say Daniel Bryan and Jericho.
We're on the same page on this one. Daniel Bryan versus Jericho leading up to Mania for the title. That's exactly what I would have gone with.
Okay. I would have Ciampa drop the title at the Royal Rumble takeover and have a program with him.
Ciampa and Jericho?
Yeah, Jericho is a face this time. Because he left as a face with the feud with Kevin Owens. I think
the looks on Ciampa's face when he makes the list would be pretty epic, though. I must admit that. But I don't know about that one. But I'd have to think on that one more. But I like it, though. It's out of the box a little.
Oh.
I like it.
And if I'm calling up an NXT guy for it, as much as I love Ciampa, it's Adam Cole. I would love to see Adam Cole against Jericho for Mania. I think that would be the last and a great one to go with.
That's even a better one. Damn, you trumped me. Okay. That's a good one.
You've been getting your thunder stole all fucking night.
Yeah, I know. Well, actually, I'm going to ask Mac about this because I don't know if you've seen this earlier. We were talking about with the Heyman interview and how good that was. And I threw it out there. I was like, everyone thinks it could be Kevin Owens. Everyone thinks it could be Roman. Is there a possibility that you could see a face Heyman being the mic guy for face Braun? And getting him the title?
I don't see it at all. I don't see Heyman going face. I think...
Or even heel.
He has to stay heel.
Okay. What if he was to go with Braun? Braun, I feel, does need that kind of guy.
If
He
Heyman
probably
goes
does.
face, he probably fits best with Braun. If Heyman goes face, that's the big if.
I don't know. It could go...
I see it
Oh, go ahead.
I see it being Owen. I don't think him and Braun can work that well together.
Yeah, but a lot of people thought that with him and Brock. Really, because you even asked him... Like, there's an interview on YouTube with Paul Heyman talking about Brock Lesnar 2002. That wasn't a guy. Oh. Oh no, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I think Magriff, we lost him.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay, because I had that weird sound. Okay, that went away.
You got quiet on my end for about 2-3 seconds.
Yeah, I wonder what that was from. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
You got hacked.
Yeah.
All your info's out there now.
Damn. All you're gonna see is baby photos and stuff for the stuff for the show. That's all you're gonna get.
Hey,
All right. Oh, what was I saying? I'm sorry, but that kind of like threw me off there. What were
So you were going with
Braun? Oh yeah, yeah. Well, here's the thing though. They're dropping hints with the Universal title with Kevin Owens with his tweets. Again, this could be a smokescreen, but I'm just thinking outside the box. I'm thinking Braun is good, but I think he'd be better with a guy like Heyman being the voice for him. Because if you want to go from one piece to another, that would be perfect. And if you make him heel, then so be it. I wouldn't mind that. Braun is a great wrestler. He's gonna be. I could see him. I don't know. Could you see him going heel at this point?
I think it's much more likely we get heel Braun than heel Roman. So from that point of view, absolutely.
Because
what would be a good feud if Brock's leaving after this? Have heel Heyman, heel Braun win, and then feud with Roman.
yeah,
It could work. It could work.
and also if you want to get your guy over, like Roman, because they would rather have Roman than Braun to be that guy at this point. I guess that's how you would do it.
And this is where my questioning of WWE comes in. Because I think a Roman and Braun feud would actually be really good if you do it right. And it's got to be Roman being the heel. If it's today's universe, it seems like the heels get over a lot more than what the faces do. Make Roman a heel. If you want him over that bad, that is the only way you're going to do it.
You're not going to.
And have Braun chasing.
What better way than have Heyman get paired up with him to get him over as the heel too?
Mhm.
It makes sense. That's what I want to happen, but I highly doubt it's going to happen. But if I get a Roman champ somehow after the show, I really hope it's with Heyman. I'm crossing my fingers, but remains to be seen.
Yeah, I guess we will. All right. Well, did you have anything for this week, Magra? Because I know we had our opinions. Is there anything you liked this week or anything you didn't like?
Well, and I missed a lot of the show, which, by the way, guys, I kept peeking in. Y'all killed it tonight. Great show.
Oh.
Yeah, we did good tonight, I think.
Yeah, this motherfucker
He's
still.
mad at me. He said I was being too positive today.
I gave him a woken clap too because I was surprised by the positivity from this guy. I think he was just continuing his heel persona by stealing my thunder.
It was a good week to steal your thunder, I guess. Then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Overall, I mean, it was a pretty good week for WWE.
It was.
I'm not horribly upset. But I was going to run through my list real quick, if you're good with that.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
I know last week we said we are going to include NXT guys, so I got them in here.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, number 5, Ricochet. Doing a great job in his promos against Adam Cole and getting things set up. I love that feud going on.
Okay.
Number 4, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Dang, she looked good.
Oh,
She's the next champ.
relax, Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Check your pants. Go ahead.
Okay.
Number 3, and I did catch D-Shep talking about this one, so he might laugh at me. AJ Styles. I enjoyed the promo.
Fuck AJ Styles.
Oh, Jesus.
To me, it was a really good promo, and I do get what D-Shep was saying. It kind of messed my list up there. It made me question where I was at, but I stuck with it.
Okay.
Number 2, Dolph Ziggler. Week in, week out, he just keeps showing out, and really, in all honesty, the only one that didn't have botches during that match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number one.
McIntyre had a really bad one.
Yeah. And by the way, he was my number one this week, was Ziggler.
Nice.
He was my number one this week.
I'm just... Shut up. Go ahead. What's your number one, sir? I'm sorry.
Number one, NXT, baby. Tommaso Ciampa.
Damn right.
Lighting it on fire. He's killing it. So, gotta give him that one spot. He's best.
I can't
In my
wait.
opinion, the best one across all three brands right now.
Well, speaking...
No, I got my one question for Matt Griff now.
All right.
With the exception of the ass fucking story of Sasha and Bailey, between the Ronda main event and the story that Becky and Charlotte told during their tag match on Smackdown, it was one pretty damn good week for the women. Would you not agree?
It was. Completely. You also got to throw Lana and Vega in there. Throw
Vega.
that crap
I
out,
would
too.
rather only throw them in there because of their looks, but if you have
Vega was good. Don't be...
Yeah, that's one of my snack matches right there.
if you,
What about Vega, though? Just her. Just her.
I was a little disappointed this week.
Well, because you look who she was going against, though. Let's be honest.
And that's what it is. I mean, she didn't look as believable in the ring this week, but you could definitely tell on the outside she was better than what she was last week.
that
Her
goes
entrance
along
and
with what
everything.
I was saying. I don't know if you caught what I said about her, but I want to see if she's as good on the mic as when she is with Almas. If she's still that good, if she's having a feud with a woman on the mic. I want to see that, if that same feisty Latino character comes out.
All right.
She's proven it in NXT. She's had words, especially
No,
over
I
social
know
media.
that, but I want to see her in a good, somewhat meaningful feud with a woman on SmackDown. Not this Lana shit, because no one believes in Lana at this point, I wouldn't think.
So, let me ask y'all's opinion on this one. Let's fast forward to SummerSlam. I'm assuming we're all thinking Becky or Charlotte one's going to win that match.
I'm thinking
They're
Becky.
going to drop Carmella.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards Becky turning on Charlotte.
I'm seeing that, too.
I do too. And we're going to have a feud there. So now what are you going to do with Carmella? Is she not the
Vega.
perfect person to go against Vega?
Yeah. I see that right
I
there.
can see a good feud out of that.
You can, but it's a heel versus heel feud. I don't know.
Please. I want
No,
to see
no,
more
no,
of the heel versus heel.
I want it too, but it's the only thing that worries me about it.
Well, when did you see a lot of heel on heel? NWA. You've seen that quite a few times. And again, Road Dogg influenced by the NWA. I could see it happening. That's just me.
Absolutely. But to me, it was the best week. And you know what you didn't get? You didn't get nearly as many of the women's pay-per-view name drops as you did the week prior. So that was nice. But
Yeah.
to me, the women they had a really good week. Like, even, I think more so than the men this week, to be honest. Because with the men, it was kind of a little bit more the same good things and more the same bad things. Whereas the women they stood out this week to me.
Do you know what my biggest takeaway from Raw was this week?
What's that?
Did you notice there wasn't as much bullcrap in between matches? They kind of cut it back a little bit. It got more to a wrestling show
It
compared
was
to
a
the
little more
previous
dive
week.
back. They did the same amount of commercial breaks, but instead of getting a commercial break, come back from it, and then do something stupid, it was more coming back to a match. From that aspect, yeah, it seemed like more action.
Do you think it was because of the drop in ratings? Could it be that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But they've
They're
been...
seeing their ratings go down. They're seeing SmackDown go up, and they know how over NXT is. They've got to change it to be more in line with that
Mm-hmm.
to
Absolutely.
create ratings.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Monday night was the first night that I've seen they're actually starting to point that direction. it was kind of the tip of the iceberg, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, anything else from this week? And then I guess we only had one call in, but I mean, I think over time this would become a better thing where we get a lot more calls. I think a lot of people were like, eh. Oh, we got 2 calls if we count MagGriff.
I do think that if we can try not to take the break at the end. Because the only thing that I noticed, I got the stream up on my...
Yeah, it kind of went down after that.
Well, I didn't join the conference call instantly, plus the be right back or please wait screen was up.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing a lot of the people that were talking might have checked out, not thinking that the show was coming back with the after show. So if we can just kind of do a more smoother transition with that next time. But other than that...
Yeah, I kind of screwed the pooch on that. I had to piss like a motherfucker, though.
Yeah, well, you know...
That was my fault.
You might have to go in a bottle. Take one for the team.
No, next time I'll just go in a transition. I'll start it up, and then you could just babble, and I could walk off and piss real quick. That's what I could do next time. But overall, I mean, it was a good show, and we'll have you back next week.
Great show. Great show. Had fun.
And then, at least for next week, folks, we're going to be covering, of course, Raw, SmackDown, then give our predictions for SummerSlam, because that will be the night before. Of course, are you going to do a reaction show on the channel, D-Shep?
I thought, yeah, with MagGriff, if MagGriff's still up for that, we can do a reaction show.
Absolutely.
If it ends up being just me, I'd rather do it with somebody.
Oh.
Kind of boring, just give it to me. I'm more of a I like talking to people, not just talking to myself, kind of.
Yeah, I'll be quick.
That's just who I am. I'm weird, I know. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Nah, it's okay.
But,
yeah.
And then this week, Saturday show, because I know it's going to run a little longer with the predictions, it'll be just EJ and MagGriff for the after show next week.
You never know. We could go. We can go earlier. You never know.
There is no way.
We'll see. We'll see. We could see. Well, now the one thing we're gonna be covering that, but also, should we tell them the other show we're gonna be doing?
Which one?
The reaction one.
Well, we talked about a few different shows this week, so you gotta be.
Well, we watched the match.
Yeah, you can give out all the info.
Well, all right, we're gonna be starting the show. We're gonna get it ready. We're gonna have it ready within a couple weeks. It's WrestleSpective. It's a show where we're gonna pick a match, and then eventually, if we get a good base on that, we're gonna have you vote for it. The viewers to vote for which match we choose. I think in the spirit of SummerSlam, I think even though it might be afterwards, but I think we will choose for the first one to be a SummerSlam match. But then on, we'll have you people vote on Twitter, and we'll watch a show. We'll comment on it. Of course, we'll talk about the build, watch the match, and then the conclusion. It's a new show that we want to do on here, something different. Among other things, we have plenty of ideas, but that's the one that's pretty much got the green light to go. And then, of course, we got this show. We got Griff XT, Drive Along With Me, and then Mr. D-Shep has an idea, too. I don't know if you want to go and announce that.
Well, I don't know when it's going to start. I'm hoping a week from, now today, because it's just changing for me. But I want to do a show. I don't know when we're going to start it, but Monday Motivation. Basically, I'm not going to sit there and dissect everything if there's a pay-per-view from the night before, but I'm calling it Monday Motivation because I want to do a show in the mid-afternoon where I just kind of give my thoughts and opinions on what I'm expecting from this week's Raw, this week's SmackDown, things I'm looking forward to, maybe things that I'm not looking so forward to, and just at the end of the day decide whether, hey, am I motivated to watch Raw this week or am I motivated to watch SmackDown this week? just kind of something along them lines. But I'm gonna get the whole setup for that done here within the next week or two, and just kind of decide fully what I want to do. But that's kind of the basis of it.
All right, there you go.
Nice.
And then we'll have plenty of more, programs on this channel. Yeah, I'm working on the Impact Ring of Honor type show, and then this week for sure I'm going to be doing a confession show. Now it's going to be a call-in show where if you have any frustrations whatsoever with the product WWE or anything else, we could talk about that on here. I would do the Delilah voice. I would do this. What's that?
I'll be calling in and 205.
All right, you can. You're more than welcome. And I will give you advice on how you can enjoy that product instead of being.
I will call in every single week and bitch about 205 Live as long as that show is still on the fucking network.
I'm going to be watching that because I didn't get a chance to watch last week's yet, so that's what I'll be watching.
If it makes you feel better, I won't be calling in over 205 Live because I won't be watching to even know what the hell is going on that stupid shit.
Well, I don't think I'm going to do a show based on that. I'm just. The only one I would probably do is other WWE's Ring of Honor, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact. I'm sorry. That's like another show that I would like to be able to do in the future too.
We got a bunch of different ideas we're kicking around here. We're going to try to get a bunch of different programs out there for you.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, let's.
No nudes. No dancing, so just get that thought out of your mind right now. But yeah. Too much?
15 minutes ago, you wanted to turn the camera on your wife.
I did.
Okay, and then you just said that.
Well, I've been thinking about nudes ever since she fucking changed, like 5 feet away from me, like
okay.
An hour ago.
All right.
I'm ready to get up in there.
Did you take it back?
Definitely, probably too much. What? Why do you think I had you get the nice clean comforter on the bed just now? We're ready to.
Okay, at that point, wouldn't you want the bed sheets because you're probably gonna make a mess?
No. You want the nice, soft, little bit of warmness, fresh out the dryer. Okay.
AKA, he took his Viagra pill. It just finally kicked in, and I guess that's the end of the show.
Pretty much.
Okay, there you go. All right, everyone. We're going to call it for the night. Thank you for tuning in. We actually had a really good crowd for most of the show. The transition was awful, which kind of people tapped out, but it's okay. We'll have a better transition next week. Everyone, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Later, everybody.